We talked about how to use the right preposition for the right verb, and we also answered all of them correctly. And then we listened to the very interesting interview about African and Asian elephants and some of the differences between them. We also learned about some of the problems that people in Asia have, who, of course, the people who live near elephants, because some of them have problems with elephants, destroying their villages. We talked about that. Who can tell me what was the solution for elephants that destroyed villages? How did scientists prevent it? What did they do? Who can tell me to prevent the elephants from destroying villages? Can you remember, Samiha? What they did? Suhaib, can you hear us? Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I heard you say Samiha, but I don't know what are you talking about. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I was asking about from our last lesson. Remember when we talked about the elephants? Do you remember?
Yes.
And do you remember the Asian elephants? We had a problem with Asian elephants. Do you remember it? The problem we had?
Yes.
Yeah. So, of course, the problem was that these elephants sometimes destroyed villages because they ran through the villages. But my question is about the solution. What was the solution? What did scientists do to solve this problem of the elephants going through the villages? What did they do?
They should make a way that's called elephant corridor, I think, in the villages.
And okay, that's correct. And what do they do to the villages which are built on the elephant corridors? Do they leave them? Do they leave the villages? Or do they move them? Move the villages?
They move the villages to other sides.
That's correct, yeah. So we talked about this problem, and we also talked a little bit about stress, some of the important words that you have to stress, nouns and names, main verbs, adjectives, question words, all of these are stressed, but auxiliaries and articles are not stressed. We talked about this. We also talked about charity, and how you can raise charity, money for charity. We talked a little bit about charity in Libya, which I think there are some, of course, there are some good charities in Libya, of course, but maybe I think if we adopt a similar system, which is to hold an event, an interesting event for the public, and the money that comes from these events goes to charity, this might be better than only donations. So that's the issue, I think. So we talked about this. Sorry, just give me a second. Okay. And we also started with the listening. We saw how some of the the event organizers. Well, alaikum salam. Hello.
How are you?
Hi, Salma. How are you?
Fine.
I'm okay, thanks. I'm doing all right. Sorry, let me get back. Alaikum salam. Hi, Rashid. Okay, so we talked about this. We listened to the conversation. We're gonna listen again, of course. Alaikum salam.
Hello, Doctor. How are you?
Hi, Suhaib. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Yes, can you see the 4 co-workers here? Natalia, Carol, Liam, and David. So of course, they're discussing how to organize an event. And from our last lesson, we found out that this group, they agreed to hold a quiz night. So this is the event they're planning. So they're planning a quiz night, okay? So now what I want to do is I'm going to play the track again, and I want you to tick, or I want you to choose which of these things will they include in their event. So this is the question. So let me read these things or these activities. So organizing or organize tickets, make posters, get tables and chairs, put an advert in the local paper, get food and drink, have a band, write quiz questions, hire a karaoke machine. So all of these things, they will, you have to, of course, you have to decide if they're going to include these things or not in the listening, okay? So let me play the track again. Let me play the conversation here. And I want you to choose the things that they plan.
A quiz night, what the meaning of it?
Quiz night is like, do you know game shows like Who's Going to Be a Millionaire? Do you know that show? So a quiz night is, you know, it's similar and the same idea. So they have some games, some questions, and maybe the winner will get a prize. Do you get the idea? It's a bit like this. It's it's like a competition with questions with. This is the idea. Wa alaikum salam. How are you today? Welcome back. ممكن مش عاطية الإذن. Oops, I sent Najat. Okay, so let's play the track. Let's play the track and find out. Okay, so is it clear? Quiz night for everybody? What quiz night means? It doesn't mean quiz like an exam. It's for fun. It's like a game, a competition where they ask different questions. What's the capital of I don't know, Belarus? Who knows what the capital of Belarus is? So this is a little quiz. Does anybody know what the capital of Belarus is? Belarus, روسيا البيضاء. Belarus. It's a country near Ukraine and near Russia. So this is an example of a question from a quiz night. You know, they ask these kinds of questions. Or for example, who was, I don't know, the first man to fly? Things like this. They might ask questions like this. These are the kind of questions they ask on a quiz night. Anyways, let's listen. So we want track 13. Let's go to track 13. And let's find out. Okay. So we want track 13. Is it CD1 or 2?
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. Hello, Noha, how are you? Welcome back.
Thank you for help.
Okay, so it's good to have you back. Let me show you what we're doing. So can you see exercise number 2? So this is what we're doing. We're doing exercise number 2, and we're focusing on part B. So this is what we want to do now. So I want you to listen again, and I want you to tick the things that they talk about, the things that they plan to do. This is the question, okay? So let's play the track. Here we go.
Track 13.
Okay, shall we start? Right, thanks for coming. As you know, this year we're raising money for the Worldwide Fund for Nature's Gorilla Conservation Project. Right, we haven't got a lot of time, so let's decide who does what. The first thing is, who's going to organise the tickets?
I'll do that, if you like.
Yes, that'd be great. Thanks, Carol.
How many do you think we'll need?
Oh, about 100.
And how much should they cost?
How about £10 each?
Yes, that sounds about right. 100 tickets at £10 each. Great.
Shall I make some posters?
Yes, that's a good idea. Where shall we put them?
Well, we can put them up in all the offices, and maybe in some local shops and restaurants.
Could you give me a hand with that?
Yes, of course. I know some of the local businesses. I'll ask them.
Great, so that's the tickets and the posters. We'll also need lots of tables and chairs. Liam, will you organise that?
Yes, of course. I know someone who organises weddings.
Okay, but remember, we can't pay anyone. It's for charity.
Yes, don't worry. I'll ask him if we can have them for free.
Great. And what about the food and drink?
Do you want me to do that?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Well, we don't want Liam doing the cooking. Everyone will be ill.
Hey!
Okay, what else? What about music?
Why don't we ask Jason? He's in a really good jazz band. They could play while people are eating.
Yes, good idea. Right, what else?
Who's going to write the questions?
Ah, yes, that was next on my list. Can you do that, Liam?
Sure, no problem. I love doing quizzes.
Can I give you a hand?
No, don't worry. Thanks anyway.
Can I ask something, David?
Of course.
What are you going to do?
Well, someone has to be the boss.
Oh, yeah? I know, David. Seeing as you're the boss, why don't you be the quiz master? You know, the person asking all the questions.
Yes, okay, I'll do that.
And of course, you'll have to wear this gorilla costume too.
That's a fantastic idea.
I'm not sure about that.
Actually, I don't think David needs a costume.
Yes, very funny. Okay, thanks for coming, everyone. Let's make this the best event ever.
Okay. Did they talk about all of them or not all of them?
Not all of them.
Okay, so they didn't talk about all of them, but which ones did they talk about?
About organize the tickets.
Okay, organize the tickets.
Make posters.
Okay.
Right, quiz question.
Okay.
Get food and drink.
Uh-huh.
And that's it.
I think there's another thing they talked about.
Talk about the music.
Maybe about organize a wedding.
A wedding?
I think.
Is there a wedding?
No.
Yes, maybe.
I don't think there's a wedding. There's an event.
Yes.
But
They talk about
yes,
organize the table and chairs for wedding.
Yes, I think the tables and chairs, they use them, I think, in weddings. هو صح هو ذكروا قصة weddings هو. But I think they were talking about the tables and chairs.
Yes.
So this is, but there's no wedding. ممكن ذكروهم انه يستعنوا فيه في weddings. You're right.
Yes.
لأن نتكرر موضوع weddings. Okay, anything else? Did they talk about anything else? I think there's another thing they'll talk about.
Music, about music.
Music.
About
They
music.
did. So what are they going to do about music?
All friends playing jazz good.
Okay,
I'm
that's
forgetting the
correct.
name.
Yes, so they have a friend, Jason, who plays in a in what?
In,
What?
He plays in something, right?
Jazz.
In the jazz what?
Jazz.
Yeah, but jazz what? Is it I mean, is it just one person, or is it a band? So their friend plays in a jazz band, right?
What's jazz band?
A jazz band is a group of musicians who play jazz. So you have different musicians. Maybe one of them plays the saxophone, another one plays the drums, another one plays the piano. Together, they are a band. So what does band mean in Arabic? Band.
فرقة.
Yes. Exactly. That's it. Did they talk about the band? Did they talk about bringing a jazz band? Did they mention it? What do you think? Can you remember it? Who can remember talking about the jazz band?
I don't remember the name.
You don't remember? We don't want the name. We just want to tick if they're going to do this in the event or not. But we don't want names. Do you get the idea? So it's not important, the name. But my question is there going to be a band in the event or not? This is the question. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes, playing with the people eating.
Yes, exactly. So this means have a band حنأشر عليها صح مع الحاجات اللي حيديرها. Right? This is my question. All right, nice. So these are the things they're gonna do in the event. Okay. I think our next question, maybe they're gonna ask you who's going to do what. Let me show you. Let's check number 3 now. Question number 3. Okay. What's that? All right, so I have a question. Can you remember who's going to do each thing in this list? Can you remember if it was Natalia, Carol, Liam, or David? Who can remember? For example, organize tickets. Who's going to...
Maybe I
Carol.
remember.
You make
Carol.
some posters.
Maybe Carol?
Yes, Carol.
Okay, and who's going to make posters? Can you remember?
I think Leah.
Natalia.
Natalia?
Carol.
Yes.
Carol? David?
Carol.
Natalia.
Liam? Okay. What about tables and chairs? Who's going to do the tables and chairs?
Liam.
I only remember the things Liam did. I don't know. I forgot the others, but I remember, I think they gave Liam too many things. And he kept saying, yeah, I'll do it. So they kept giving him things.
Yeah.
So Liam, yes, the tables and chairs, I remember it. Food and drink?
Carol.
I think Carol, yeah. Maybe
Not
Liam. Not Liam, because he's a very
Liam.
bad cook, I think. They don't want him to prepare any food. Maybe he doesn't wash his hands. So maybe he's a bit
because
dirty.
the people became ill.
Yeah, I think yes. They got E. coli, maybe. He goes to the bathroom and doesn't wash his hands, I don't know. All right, so Liam is not going to do the food. But the band, what about the band? Who's going to organize the band or talk to the jazz musician, the jazz band? Who?
Liam.
Yes, Liam. That's correct.
All of friends.
Yeah, because Jason, the jazz musician, is his friend, right? Or he knows him. So,
yes.
Okay. And who's going to write the quizzes, the quiz questions?
Liam.
Also Liam, right? So Liam is doing everything. Okay. Can you remember what they told David to do? Because they agreed that David should do something. Can you remember what it is?
Yeah. Ask all the questions.
Right. That's it. Yeah. So they agreed that David should ask the questions. All right. Very nice. Now, let's talk a little bit about offers, suggestions, and requests. What is the difference between an offer, a suggestion, and a request? Is it the same? Are they all the same? Are they different?
Different.
Okay, correct. So they're different. They're not the same. That's right. What else can you tell me about them? Can you give me an example of an offer? Who can give me an example of an offer? Any offer? Who can think of an offer? And when do we use offers?
Maybe when you work in some company, maybe when you buy something, you will make offers to the people to pay something, or maybe you offer a job to someone.
Yes, if you're a manager or if you're a boss, you can offer jobs to others. This is true, I think. Yes. Okay. Okay. Suhail, what do you think?
I think, for example, would you like to drink something?
What is this?
Offer.
Order.
That's correct. That's actually an offer. Would you like to have a cup of coffee? Do you want to have a cup of coffee? Would you like to have a cup of coffee? This is an offer, right? Because you're giving someone the option to accept something. So, correct, this is an offer. What about a request? Is there a relationship between a request and an offer? What's the relationship?
I think it's the opposite.
Exactly right, yeah. They're opposites, right? So an offer, you're giving something to someone to, if he wants to choose, if he wants to take it or if she wants to take it, this is an offer. A request is the opposite. You want something, right? You're asking for something. This is a request. All right, so I don't want to make it too complicated, but because we have examples already, so we can do it here. Now, can you see we have 4 different boxes here? I'm just going to put it in a big box. Can you see A, B, C, D here? Can you see this box?
Yes.
Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to read all of them. And then after that, we want to categorize them because we have 4 different categories: making suggestions, making requests, making offers, and responding to offers. All right. So take a look at these and then tell me which one is making suggestion, which one is making request, which one is making offers, and which one is responding to offers.
What's the meaning of responding?
Responding. A response is always an answer. So, so here, response, let's use the verb. Respond, answer, and reply are almost the same thing. What do you think they mean? Sorry, respond, answer, reply. What do you think they mean in Arabic?
إجابة.
Yes, yes.
إجابة عن
إجابة علي. Yes. لكن لما تستعملها بروحها respond, answer, reply إجابة بصفة عامة لأي شيء. So
إجابة.
yes, yes. Response, respond. Respond is the verb. Response is the noun. Answer, yeah. Reply. All right. Now, what about group A? I'll do that if you like. Shall I make some
Making
posters?
offers.
Making offers.
That's correct. That's right. So group A is making offers. If you want to make an offer, you can use these expressions. Okay, what about group B? Yes, that would be great. Yes, that's a good idea. Yes, if you don't mind. No, don't worry. Thanks anyway.
Responding.
Responding to offers.
Yes, Yes. So these are responses. So responding to offers. Now, part C, shall we start? Let's decide who does what.
Making suggestion.
Right.
Suggestions.
That's correct. So here we're making suggestions.
It's a very difficult word.
Suggestions. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. It has a S and a sh and a j and a, they're mixed. Suggestions. Okay. And then we have the last one. What's the last one?
Making
Request.
requests.
Yes. So here you can see some requests, making requests. All right. So of course there are more than I mean, there are different ways you can make offers, or more ways, but these are good examples. You don't have to memorize all of them, but I think if you memorize maybe, or if you get used to just one of them, one each, that will be very useful in your language. If you travel, if you need to make an offer, or if you need to answer, respond to an offer, if you want to make a suggestion, it's good to choose one of them. In my opinion, I think you should choose the easiest one. For example, can. If you want to make an offer, you can just say can I? So if you want to help someone and you want to offer someone any help, you can say, can I give you a hand? Do you need any help? Can I give you a hand? Can I help you? This is an offer. And actually, can I help you? This is very common in hotels. If you go to a hotel, and especially if you come from your room and you go to the reception, the first thing that the receptionist will say is probably, can I help you? This is very common. Even in even in department stores, if you're buying clothes, can I help you? So they say this a lot, can I help? It's an offer. They want to offer you help. بالنسبة للsuggestions, أعتقد أسهلهم let's go. Let's check this shop. Let's call Ahmed. I think he knows the street. Let's just use let's to make a suggestions. If you need help, if you want to make a request, can you help me? Can you show me where the hospital is? Can you tell me where the police station is? And so on. So just try to memorize one of them. It will help you in your real everyday life. Okay. Okay, just a second. I'll be right back. Just a second. Right, now in part B here it says, which verb form comes after the phrases in bold? Now, excuse me, if you check all of them, I'm just going to underline them. I think all of them are the same if you check them.
Yes.
What are these?
Infinitive.
Yeah. So all of them are infinitives, right? Can you see? Let's decide. Shall we start? Why don't we ask? Could you give? Will you organize? Can you do? So it's the same in all of them. But some of them to plus infinitive and some of them infinitive directly, but still it's infinitive. All right. So which verb form comes? Do you want me? Yeah. Do you want me? It's the only one which is different, right? Can you see it? Because after do you want me, we have to use to plus infinitive. So let's use another color. So all of them in all of them, we use infinitive only, but with do you want me, we use to plus infinitive, okay? So if we want to answer it, we can just say infinitive. And for do you want me, we have to use to plus infinitive. So this is the only difference. All right, so this is a quick and easy way to make introductions, to make suggestions, to make offers, to respond to offers, and to make requests. All right, let's take a look at our next exercise. I think we're going to use some of these. Look at the audio, blah, blah, read the conversation. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the script very quickly, and I want you to see how they use them. And I want you to find where are the suggestions, where are the offers, and where are the requests. So let's go there very quickly to page 158. And let's find it. Okay, so this is the beginning. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, can you see the conversation here? Track 13, it starts with David. All right. So let's start here. The question, let me repeat the question for you. So I need you to look for suggestions, to look for requests, offers, and responses to offers. So let's start from the beginning. Shall we start? What's this? Shall we start? What is it?
Offer.
Is it an offer?
Suggestion.
Yes, very nice. So, okay, let's use red for suggestions, okay? And then we use other colors for other things. Okay. What about Carol? She said, I'll do that if you like.
An offer.
Yes, I'll do that. This is an offer. So let's use blue for offers. I'll do that if you like. Okay, and what did David say? He said, yes.
Response for...
Response.
That's it. So this is a response. Yes, that'd be great. That would be great. So this is the response. How many do you think we'll need? I think this is just a normal question. All right, let's check the other parts on the top. So let's go to the other side and check the rest of the conversation. Oh, okay. And how much should they cost? A normal question. How about, what do you think about, what about this? What do you think? How about £10 each?
Suggestion.
I think it's a suggestion, right? When you say how about, is it an offer or is it a suggestion? Because it looks like
normal question.
A normal question, you think?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel it's...
Give an idea.
I think it sounds like a suggestion, but let's check very quickly. Let's see if it's a normal question or if it's a suggestion. Okay. Yeah. مش حاطينها مع suggestions. رغم انها suggestion هي حتى في صوتها يعني. How about, because حتى لو بترجموها في المعنى شيء. شنو رأيك في 10 pounds? Anyway, so it's not part of the lesson, so خلينا نخليها. Yes, that sounds about right. And then Natalia says, shall I make some posters? What's this? Shall I make some posters? What do you think it is?
Suggestion.
Is it an offer or is it a suggestion?
Suggest.
But what's the difference between a suggestion and an offer? Is there a difference or is it the same thing?
I think offer, it's
Different.
related to the person itself. I will do it for me.
And a suggestion?
Just an idea, I think.
Yes, that's exactly right, yes. An offer, it means someone is saying, someone is volunteering and saying, I will do it. No, I have no problem, I will do it, okay? This is an offer, but a suggestion is just an idea. The person maybe doesn't want to do it. And maybe the person is not sure about it. He wants to check with the other people. If they say yes, that's okay. If they say no, then maybe he has to think or she has to think of another suggestion. So shall I make some posters? What is it? Offer or suggestion?
Offer.
Suggestion.
Offer.
It's actually an offer. Shall I make some posters? It's an offer. So let's use blue for offer. Yes, that's a good idea. What's this?
Response.
It's a
هذا معناه
response.
إن هي suggestion. الأولى suggestion والثانية response to suggestion.
Okay, let's check. Maybe you're right. Let's take a look. So, can you see it, Sophia? Here, it says, shall I make? And this is with the, can I give you a hand? Do you want me to do that? I'll do that. And can you see in suggestions, what do you think the difference is? شو الفرق بينهم؟ هم الزوز فيهم shall صح ولا؟ هنا قال shall I make some posters وهنا شنو قال shall we start? What do you think the difference is, Sophia?
الأولى فعل make.
حتى هذه فعل
لا الثانية idea start يعني قاعد.
Are you talking about the grammar or you're talking about قصدك بصفة عامة يعني على اللي بيديرها؟
إيه in general.
Okay. I don't think that's a good difference. I think the main difference is the subject pronoun. Can you see here? Here we have I. Here we have we. Right? نفس الشيء. Let's decide. Let's لي اختصار لي let us. Why don't we? I think if you pay attention, you can notice وشوفوا بالمقابل الoffers كلهم فيهم I. Do you want me? Can you see the difference? Can I? What do you notice here, everyone? Not just Sophia. What do you notice? The main difference between an offer and a suggestion. What do you think?
A group and
yes, one person can make an offer.
Yes. With an offer, you're taking responsibility, right? You're saying, I'm going to do it. But with the suggestion, you're not taking responsibility. تبدفها في صاحبك ما تبيش انت تنوض تفتح الباب, for example. Do you get the idea? So suggestions are very common in Libya. كلنا نعطف suggestions. Like ما فيش حد ينوض يدير هالحاجة. Offers, it means you're going to do it. You're saying, I will do it. بتتبرع بوقتك وبجهدك for example فلوسك or whatever. This is an offer. Offers are of course more difficult than suggestions because suggestions you're just talking. You don't want to do it. But with an offer, you're going to do it. You're offering your time. You're saying, I'm going to do it. Do you want me to do that? يعني مجرد يستنى في اليس بس الشخص اللي يعطي في الoffer. يعني I'll do that if you like. Shall I make some posters? في الغالب حيردوا عليه يقولوا له yeah, no problem. You can make them. بس في نفس الوقت shall we اللي موجودة غادي let's check it. فممكن تكون صفية صح. Let's take a look. Shall I make لا هنا قال shall I. دام قال shall I معناها حتكون offer. Yes لأنه هو تبرع
لكن قال له good idea.
موافقة عجبتها عجبة العرض وافقة في العرض قال له يا كويس طريقك خضراء ربي يبارك فيك because he's going to help them right so he's going to solve the issue for him so that's why they supported him they said yeah that's a good idea where shall we put them احنا ايش عندنا ال responses عندنا بخضرة اعتقد so the response is green but what about this where shall we put them what's this where shall we put them what do you think
Suggestion.
It's a suggestion now. Yeah, because we have we. Where shall we put them? وبعدين كارول ردت عليها قلت له well we can put them up. All right. What about N? What's N here? Natalia, she said, could you give me a hand with that?
Offer.
Are you sure it's an offer?
Yes, offer.
Offer.
Is she asking for something or does she want to give something?
Requested.
Requested.
Very good. Yeah,
Request.
it's a request, right?
Yeah, request. Yes.
Yeah, because she wants help. She's looking for help. So if you're looking for help, then it's a request. So let's use purple for request. Could you give me a hand? Yes, of course. I know some of the. So you can think of this as a response. احنا رغم ان في القاعدة مش عاطينا responses للحاجات الثانية إلا للoffers. لكن احنا نديرو green عليه أي response نديرو عليه green وخلاص. All right. Great. So that's the tickets and the posters. We'll also need blah blah blah. Liam, will you organize that? What about this one? Liam, will you organize that? What do you think? هي مش مذكورة will you ولا مذكورة. I think it's not in the lesson. Let me take a quick look. أعتقد مش معاهم. معاهم. Okay. So what about will you? What do you think?
Request us.
What is it, Salma?
Request.
Yes, it's a request.
Request.
Yeah, because he wants him to do something. يطلب منه في طلب. Right? He said, will you organize that? Will you organize that? So it's a request. And what did he say? He said, yes, of course. So this is his response. Remember, we can't pay anyone. I'll ask him, blah, blah. Okay, so let's move down a little bit and see the rest of the conversation. Okay, I know someone who organizes weddings. هذه قصة الweddings اللي سمعتها. I know someone who organizes weddings. But remember, we can't pay anyone. It's for charity. I'll ask him. Okay, what's this? Do you want me to do that? What do you think?
Offer.
Right, it's an offer. So do you want me to do that is an offer. And yes, if you don't mind, this is the response to the offer. And what else? What about music? What about this one? Why don't we ask Jason? Why don't we ask Jason? What do you think?
I think
Make suggestion.
It's a suggestion. It's making a suggestion. That's correct. Why don't we ask Jason? One shit. Here it is. Why don't we ask Jason? Yes, good idea. So again, this is a response to the suggestion. Who's going to write the next question? This is a normal question. Yes, that's the next. What about this one? Can you do that, Liam? Can you do that, Liam?
Request.
Request.
Yes, that's right. So this is a request. Can you do that, Liam? So they're asking Liam to do a lot of things. I don't know why. And he's saying yes. No problem. Okay.
Requested response to request.
What about this one? Can I give you a hand? Can I give you a hand?
Offer.
It's an offer. That's right. So here Natalia is offering to help, right? Can I give you a hand? And how did Liam respond? He said, no, don't worry, thanks. So he doesn't want help. So he said, okay. Can I ask something, David? Of course. What are you going to do? Well, someone typical, I know. Okay. What about this one? Why don't you be the quiz master? Why don't you be the quiz master?
Suggestion.
It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion. هو مش مذكورة أعتقد لكن هي suggestion. Why don't you be هي تلقيحها أكتر من suggestion لكن صح. Okay. Yes, okay, I'll do that. What about this one? I'll do that.
Offer.
It's an offer. That's correct.
Offer.
Yes, he said I'll do that. So it's an offer. Okay, so this is the idea. So it's good to know how to use these because they're used a lot in everyday language, especially if you're dealing with co-workers, if you have a project and you're working with other people, or if you're working with other students. You have to wear that. Okay, ماشي في حاجة تانية بعدها. There's one last part. What about this one? Let's make this the best event ever. What's this? What do you think? Let's make this the best event ever.
Making a suggestion.
Yeah, it's a suggestion. He's making a suggestion. But I think he's not making a suggestion just for a suggestion. I think he's trying to encourage them, right? He's trying to get them excited. He wants them to be excited and encouraged. All right, so let's go back. Let's take a look at our next exercise. So in exercise 4, I think they want us to make some conversations, listen and practice the sentences. Okay, so I'm just going to play the sentences and I want you to see how they pronounce them. And of course you can listen and practice. So let's take a look.
I'll do that if you like.
Shall I make some posters?
Do you want me to do that?
Can I give you a hand?
Yes, that'd be great.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yes, if you don't mind.
No, don't worry. Thanks anyway.
Shall we start?
Let's decide who does what.
Why don't we ask Jason?
Could you give me a hand?
Will you organise that?
Can you do that?
Okay. Now I have a little question, mini question. Can you see the requests here? What's the difference between each one? Or are they the same? They're all requests, okay? But there is a very small difference between them. What do you think the difference is? And when should you use each one? What do you think? And I'm going to
Can you
give
repeat the question?
Yeah, let me repeat the question. Can you see the request box in box D here in red?
Yes.
Can you see this? Of course, all of them are requests, okay? All of them are requests, but there is a small difference between each type of request, between could you, will you, can you. هما كلهم requests, but there's a very small difference between them. My question is, what's this difference? What is the difference? And when should you use each one? When is it better to use could you? When is it better to use will you? When is it better to use can you? What do you think?
Maybe can you do that in the present, and will you organize that in the future?
Okay.
I think could you something can I say it in Arabic?
Try in English first, and then you can do it in Arabic.
Something for you. You want him to do for you. Yeah.
Good point. Maybe when you're asking for something for yourself, you use could you.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but I think you might be right. ممكن يكون كلامك صح. لأن التانيات الشخص يطلب مش لنفسه يطلب. Will you and can you, the person who's requesting, I don't think he's requesting for himself. Maybe this is true. This is a good point. But there's another point I have in mind. Can you remember
Maybe if
Samiha?
In the use of this, I think it's related to the relationship between two persons, I think.
Exactly right. Okay, can you tell us
Maybe
more?
could you give me a hand? It's when someone's not very close to you, but can you do that? I think it is when someone so related to you, you can say, can you do that? It's
That's
like
actually
أمر شنو يقول نسيتها.
Imperative.
Yeah, like that.
Yes, and I don't know if you remember, but do you remember who said, will you organize that? Who said this? Who said it to who? Can you remember who said it to who in the conversation?
David to Leah.
Yes.
The manager to Leah.
Exactly, and David is the boss, right?
Yes.
So there's also the relationship between the people. It's important here because David is the boss. He can say, will you? هو request لكن بنكهة أمر فيها شوية أمر يعني رغم أنه طلب هو مش أمر لكن فيه شوية فوقية يعني. But could you زي ما قال راشد يعني الشخص يطلب لنفسه وفي نوع من it's more polite. Could you give me a hand? في درجة ترجي أكثر يعني. Could you give me a hand? مثلا شخص حاصل في مأزق أو تسأل في ناس ما تعرفهمش. Could you give me a hand? Could you tell me where the police station is? So here maybe you're in a lower position or you're talking to someone you don't know and you want to be polite. You're trying to be as polite as you can. Could you is better. But if you're the manager and maybe there's a project and everybody's working, you can say, will you? Because you're the manager. والكل حيخدم مثلا يقول لك. So will you and can you are a little more direct. It's better for people you know. or for people, or for your children. For example, at home, someone knocks on the door. You can say to your son or daughter, will you open the door? Will you check the door? Will you answer the phone? It's okay for a mother or a father to say it to children, for example. But all of them are requests. All right, so let's move to number 6. Let's take a look at our next exercise. So here in number 6, we want to use all of these expressions, and we have 2 interesting conversations. Okay.
Sorry, doctor, what you talk about? Can you,
and will you are more direct. Do you get the idea? Could you is more polite, but can you and will you is more direct. So can you and will you can use them if you know the person very well. So for example, mothers can say it to their children. Can you open the door? Will you answer the telephone? Do you get the idea? But could you is more polite. If you don't know the person, or maybe if you're asking help from your boss, الأفضل بتستعملوا could you show me how to do this? أحسن من تقول will you show me? You can't say this to your boss, will you show me? You know, it's not polite. فالنقطة كلها أن درجة القرابة والعلاقة بين المتكلم والمستمع تهم في قصة can you, will you, could you. في درجة في اختلاف في درجة الرسمية بيناتهم. Could you is the most polite. بعدين تجي بعدها can you وتجي بعدها will you. Will you فنوع من الأمر. Will you. This is the idea. And in the conversation لو تلاحظوا المدير هو اللي استعملها will you. الباقيين ما استعملوهاش الزملاء في بعضهم. المدير استعملها مع Liam. So this is the idea. Okay, now we have 2 conversations. The first conversation is between Natalia and David. The second conversation is between Liam and Jason. Remember Jason, the jazz musician? So here they're talking together. Now let me show you the question. It says fill in the gaps with the phrases in the box. So take a minute. I'm going to give you a minute. Try to complete these, and when you're ready, we can have them in conversations. But sorry, just a second. نشوفوا السؤال اللي بعده شنو المطلوب. Blah blah blah. Okay, nice. All right, so take a minute, finish the answers, complete the answers, and after that we can do them together. Of course, the 2 conversations are separate. They're not together, okay? So I'm just going to separate them here.
I finished.
Okay, that's good. Anyone else?
No, just a moment, please. Okay, I'm.
Okay. Anyone else?
Me too.
Finished?
Me
So I
too.
also.
Finish, yes.
Yes, me.
Okay, excellent. Let's take a look.
Yes, me.
So let's have them in conversations. Who would like to volunteer for the first?
Me.
Suhaib, and who else for the first
Me.
conversation? Okay, Noha and Suhaib.
Me.
So Noha, you can
Me,
be
Noha.
Natalia, and Suhaib, you can be David. Okay, you can start.
Okay. Shall I put up some poster in reception?
David.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And why don't we tell the local paper about the event?
Sure. Do you want me to do that?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll call him. Okay, I'll call them tomorrow.
You'll kill them tomorrow?
Call.
No? Okay. I'm joking. I thought you wanted to kill them, so because this is normal.
Yes.
For us Libyans, it's okay. Yes, if you... what did you say? Sorry, I didn't... I was... sorry, no, I was making fun of Suhaib. I didn't hear your answer. Yes, if you...
Don't mind. Yes.
Don't
mind.
If you don't mind. And then Suhaib said, okay, I'll call them tomorrow. Nice. Okay, let's find someone else to do the next one. Who would like to do it? Who wants to volunteer? Okay, Salma, and who else? Any other volunteers? No one else, just Salma? Okay, Rashid. So we have Liam and Jason. Okay, so Selma, you can start. You can be Liam, and Rashid will be Jason.
Okay. Jason, can you play at our WWF charity?
Yes, of course. And can I invite some friends too?
Okay, Selma.
Yes, that would be great. Thanks a lot.
Shall I give you a hand with anything else?
No, don't worry. Thanks anyway.
All right, let's choose some song.
Okay. Okay, so let's practice these a little more. Okay, so Sophia, and where's Manal? Can you hear us, Manal? Manal, are you there? No, 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 no. Can you hear us? I don't know if you can hear us. Okay, so no problem. So Sophia and Samiha, would you like to do the first conversation between Natalia and David? Okay, so Samiha.
Yes, I can.
Okay, Sophia is here. Let's see, Samiha is not here. Najat, can you hear us? Would you like to be Natalia or David? Okay, Najat is also not there. Okay, so let's find another volunteer for you, Sophia. Who would like to do the first conversation? Even from the first group, if you want to repeat, no problem. Maybe Rashid or Selma or Sohaib or even Naha. Anybody can volunteer and do this conversation with Sophia. Who would like to do it?
Okay.
Okay, Rashid, go ahead.
Me.
Okay, Rashid answered first.
Me.
So you can do the next one now. You can repeat in the الجزء الثاني, the next part.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Shall I put up some posters in reception?
Yes, of course. And can I invite some friends too?
No.
No, the first one, Rashid. Natalia and David. You're David, Rashid.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And why don't we tell the local papers about the events?
Sure. Do you want me to do that?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay, I will call him tomorrow.
All right, okay. So the next one, Noha, you can be Jason. I mean, you can be Liam or Jason. Sophia, would you like to continue?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, Sophia, you can start. You can be Jason, and Noha will continue.
Can you play at our WWF charity event?
Yes, of course. And can I invite some friends too?
Yes, that would be great. Thank a lot.
Shall give you a hand with anything else?
Sorry,
No.
I think I forgot to write I.
Shall I?
Yes.
Yeah, shall I? Shall I give you a hand with anything else?
No, don't worry. Thanks anyway.
Right. Let's choose some song to play.
All right. So this is a short conversation. And here we can see a mix of suggestions, offers, and requests. Do we have any requests? We do, yes. Okay, who can show me where are the requests? Can you find the request?
Number 10.
Number 10. Is it a request? Or is it an offer? Or is it a suggestion?
Suggestion.
Or is it an offer? Or is it a response?
Number 10?
Yes. Shall I give you a hand? Shall I give you a hand?
Suggestion.
Okay.
Offer.
But,
I think.
Offer.
Okay. What about number 3, Rashid? What do you think, number 3?
Suggestion.
Number 3 is a suggestion. And number 10?
Offer.
Offer.
Yes. What's the difference between number 3 and number 10? The main difference, what do you think? Or not the main, but one of the differences.
We and you.
No, singular and group.
Yes. Usually in the suggestion, the person who's giving the suggestion usually includes others. لاحظوا دائما في السجشن دي ما يضم في غيرها معاه في الاقتراح. شنو رايكم نمشوا؟ شنو رايكم نديروا؟ شنو رايكم؟ But in an offer, it's a person, it's a singular usually offer. The person is يدوي على نفسه بس. Shall I give you a hand? يلزمك حاجة نساعدك نجيب لك نوريك so on. So this is the only, I think, major difference between suggestion and offer. Do we have any requests? Can you find any requests here?
Can you play at our WWF charity event?
Correct. Correct. Can you play? This is a request. صح? Number 7 is a request. We have another request.
Why don't we tell the local?
Is this a request or is it a suggestion?
Suggestion.
It's a suggestion. Yeah. Why don't we tell the local paper this is a suggestion?
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind, okay. If you don't mind, هي تكملة هي جاية هنا كريسبونس أكثر منها كريكوست. لكن أحيانا يستعمل فيها حتى قبل الريكوست في الحقيقتين. مثلا لما تطلبي حاجة وتضيفي if you don't mind. For example, you can say, can you show me where the hospital is if you don't mind? If you don't mind, can you مرات يستعمل فيها لتلطيف الطلب. بس هنا لو تلاحظوا مستعملينها كريسبونس للسؤال اللي قبلها. Because do you see David? Do you see what he did? David made an offer, right? He said, do you want me to do that? And Natalia answered, yes, if you don't mind, right? So David هو أصلا عرض من عنده. فهي قلت له يس لو ما فيش مانع يعني ماذا بينا. Do you get the idea? فهي نوع من التشجيع للعرض اللي عرضه David. This is the idea. So actually number 5 we used it as a response كرد لرقم 4. But we have another request here.
I put up some posters in reception.
This is an offer.
Don't you want me?
Number 8. Can I invite?
Yes, number 8, right? Can I invite? الشخص هذا يطلب صح ولا؟ Can I invite? ياخذ في الإذن هو. Can I invite? Can I invite some friends too? Right? So this is a request. يطلب. And of course Liam said yes, that would be great. So this is the response. So it means they agree. Do you get the idea? So it means you're asking for permission. So if you're asking for permission, لو شخص يطلب في الإذن هذا يعتبر ضمن يعني يقع تحت بند الطلبات. شخص يطلب في شيء معين. Can I invite some friends? Can you play at our charity? So this is the idea. Okay, so we only have 2 requests actually in this conversation. Can you play at our charity? And can I invite some friends? These are the 2 requests. All right, now let's take a look at exercise number 7. And let's see what we need to do. Okay, working groups, choose a chairperson. Imagine you're going to Okay, let's try to do this. It's a bit difficult because I think this needs a classroom. لكن نحاولوا فيه, maybe we can do it. All right, let's see. So let me explain to you what we need to do. So we want to make a conversation similar to conversation number 6, okay? So what we want to do is we want to have 2 people, maybe we actually need 4 people who are محتاج 4. But let me show you what we want to do. So let's use the space here. Okay. So we can write our ideas. So first of all, I need you to think of a charity. Okay. So we want to organize a charity event. All right. And we want to think of something to do for this charity event. We can think of anything. If you want, we can have a quiz night, like the group, or we can have a concert, we can have a run, we can have a karaoke night. Do you have any ideas for good events? For example, here in Libya, what do you think a good event for raising money for charity would be? Can you think of a good event? Because nobody will run in Libya, of course. Nobody likes quizzes in Libya. Nobody likes to sing. Nobody likes concerts. Nobody wants to walk in Libya. So maybe these 5 examples are not very good for Libya. Can we think of another event which is maybe good for raising money for a charity? So if this event is successful, we can give the charity money. We can give the money we collected from the event. We can give it to a charity. What do you think? Can I? Any good suggestions? Maybe you can have any good suggestions for something that might work in Libya?
I have.
Okay, go ahead, Rashid.
I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay, what is it in Arabic?
زي البازار يعني قرعة.
Okay.
باش تخش في القرعة وتربح جوائز.
Okay. Okay, so this is a good idea. So we can say a competition maybe, or some kind of بالنسبة للقرعة في الإنجليزي دي ما يستعملوا في لعبة يقولوا لها shortest straw. It's a game called the shortest. عادة قرعتهم بتجيب هذا. مرات يستعملوا في أسماء random names. There are different ways. So if you're lucky, you win a prize. Okay, so maybe this is a good idea. We can also have a quiz show. I don't know if you remember in Ramadan we had on TV there were like competitions where the presenter or the host asks people on the street to answer a question, right? And if they answer it correctly, they will get something. For example, I don't know, a freezer or a fridge or a blender or something like this, right? You think maybe we can do something similar, but make it a charity event. So like Rashid said, maybe there are prizes. Maybe we can do it randomly, like a lottery by luck. If you're lucky, you'll win it. But we can also add questions, right? To make it like a quiz. And the winners maybe will get some prize. And to enter the bazaar, you have to pay a ticket. So maybe to enter the bazaar, maybe bazaar tickets are, let's make them a bit expensive. Let's say 25, it's not too expensive, but you know, let's say 25 dinars if you want to enter, okay? And you can maybe win a prize. What do you think a good prize is?
Phone.
Sorry?
Phone.
A phone? Too expensive, I think. Because if you're going to give a phone as a prize, maybe the tickets have to be more expensive, right? 25 is not enough. Ooh, and if you want to give a phone, there has to be extra money that goes to the charity. Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
So what do you think is a good prize that will get people to come, and a good ticket price, so we can give
In Libya?
In Libya, yes. We have to make this an event, a charity event in Libya.
I think bread.
Bread. Now bread is a good price.
Doctor, charity, maybe some people sharing their money to help people like cancer, maybe, or breast cancer.
Yes.
International Day of or month for breast cancer, anything.
Same
charity.
Yes, that's true. It's also a charity. But the idea is we have to make it interesting for the public. Do you get the idea? We don't want to depend only on donations. Because if you depend only on donations, you will not get a lot of money like an event. Do you get the idea? So we have to organize an event so we can get lots of people and we can get lots of money. And this money, then we can give it to any charity we want. We can give it to cancer patients. We can give it to refugees. We can give it to poor people, homeless, and then we can choose, no problem. But the idea is getting the money. So I like the idea of a bazaar and giving prizes. I think this works well maybe in Libya, better than running and singing. But let's organize it. Let's imagine the price. The entry price is 25. Because if we make it too expensive, then the people maybe, I don't know, maybe won't come. And let's say the prize is something that people in Libya like, but not expensive like a phone. What do you think? Or maybe a cheap phone. Do you think a cheap phone is a good idea?
Yeah.
Libyan card or matter.
Yeah, that's. I think that's too cheap. But maybe a cheap phone. Let's say the phone is a phone, okay? And the phone, maybe the price is. The price of the phone is. What's the price of a cheap phone now? A good phone, not excellent, but you know, it's okay. An okay phone.
$200.
$200 in dinars. How much? 1,000 and 200.
1,000.
So a 1,000 dinar phone is not the top, but it's not bad, right? It's okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's make the phone 1,000 dinars. But do you know how many people we need? So we can pay the phone and have extra money. So if we have 10 people who come to the bazaar, if we have 10 people, we will have 250 dinars. So we need 40 people minimum to pay for the phone. We need 40, right? But we need more than 40 to pay for the charity, to give to charity. You get my point?
Yes.
So do you think we can get more than 40 people to come to the bazaar? Or do you think 40 people will not come? What do you think? And maybe we can bring someone famous. Can you think of someone famous that Libyans like? A celebrity, a Libyan celebrity? Any names? Someone that people would like to meet and like to see. And maybe this person is the one who's doing the quizzes and organizing. And we can get sponsors, right? Like Libyana or maybe Madar or I don't know, these companies ممكن يكونوا
Kia
sponsors.
Motors.
ولا كيا موتورز يكونوا الرعاة للحدث، معناها في فلوس أكثر يفضلوا للتشاريتي. طبعا هذه في حالة المنظمين ما يخبوش الفلوس because this is possible. This happens here. So let's hope it doesn't happen. Anyways, you get my point. So we want to make this our event, okay? So now I want to have a conversation, and our conversation should be similar to Natalia and David and maybe Liam and Jason. So let's start. So let's say, for example, who would like to volunteer here in this conversation? So we have Rashid, maybe. So Rashid, how would you want to start? Maybe you can make an offer. You can offer to help. What would you like to say?
Something like what to start the competition.
Maybe you can say, shall I contact Libyana and Madar for a sponsorship? ممكن تعرض. What do you think? So for example, because we need money for the event, right? Shall we contact Libyana or Madar?
And maybe Libyana and Madar make free internet in the area. We will make that competition.
That will help, of course. Shall we contact?
A lot of people will come.
The event and provide free internet. Okay, so maybe Rashid made this suggestion, and Suhaib what will you respond? What will you say to this?
Yes, that's a great idea.
Okay, yes, that's a good idea. Can you add
in real life? But in real life, that's impossible.
Okay, but you have to be positive. But that's impossible. You're being a little negative, but that's okay. But can you make a suggestion now? Can you give us a suggestion, Sahib? Or an offer. You can make a suggestion, you can make an offer.
What we don't make it.
Why don't we?
كروت يعني انجليزي.
كروت لشنو؟
لبيانا ومدار. give away.
يمين هذا بالنسبة للجوائز تقصد؟
Yes.
لكن الجائزة احنا اتفقنا انها تليفون. ولا انت تبي تقترح نغير الجائزة يعني؟ You want to change the...
Yes. Suggestion.
Okay. So you're suggesting why don't we give Libyana and Madar ممكن احنا مازال ما اتفقتوش على الجائزة. Madar credit, Madar cards. Okay. So Rashid, what do you think? Do you agree?
Yes. Can I put some posts in the Facebook and Instagram?
All right. So yes. Can I make some posts or write some posts post on Facebook and Instagram. So what do you think of this? Sorry, do you like this this offer or this request? Maybe.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah. So you can say, yes, that would be, maybe that would be great. All right, so these are, it's a short discussion. So it looks like.
And if you have many followers, that will be good.
So we can add here, be great, especially if you have many followers. Okay. So it looks like Suhaib and Rashid agreed to get the Biana and Madar cards. Let's see someone else's suggestions. Who would like to make a few suggestions here? Maybe Naha, Safia, maybe you want to do things differently. Maybe have different suggestions, ideas for the event. What would you like to do? Samiha, too, you can make any suggestions. Okay, so no suggestions. So maybe this is the best plan we have.
Can I show advertising a radio or on the TV?
Okay, so you want to make new suggestions.
Yes.
So, okay, so Sophia is going to say, okay, what's your suggestions? Shall I?
Shall I advertising the...
Advertise the bazaar on
yes,
the radio?
On the radio.
Okay, what do you think, Suhaib and Rashid? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that's cheap, or
maybe refuse?
Maybe they think it's too expensive, because if you do that, you won't have money to give the charity.
I will give a suggestion. I have a friend work in radio to do this as free.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. So you can say yes. You can say, for example,
good idea.
Yes, good idea. And then you can say,
and I will call my friend working radio to make it free.
I found a famous person.
You did?
Come.
Who is it?
Hatem Al-Kour. I think all of the Libyan like him.
Okay. For free. Okay, so maybe you can respond to Naha. Tell her first of all what you think of her friend, and then you can add your offer or your suggestion. Can you do that, Rashid?
Yes, good idea.
Can you change something else instead of yes, good idea?
Right. Okay. Right. That's right.
You can say right. If you don't mind, if you don't mind, you want to encourage Naha, right? If you don't mind. Now add your suggestion now, Rashid. So how can you make this suggestion?
Doctor.
Yes.
Why not can I advertise? Why shall I advertise?
You can use can, but for suggestions, shall is better, because can, it sounds a little bit like permission. You're asking for permission. فنوع من تطلبي في الإذن أكثر من إنك أنت بتعرضي شيء معين.
تقترح.
لا هو shall I advertise؟ هنا كعرض مش اقتراح. لو أنت قلتي shall we advertise حيصبح اقتراح أكثر. يعني فرق بسيط بين الاقتراح والعرض. العرض فقط أنك أنت حتكمل القصة بتتولاها بروحك. You'll be responsible for it. But here you're just giving, you know, you're just asking if they agree with your idea or not. So up to you, you can leave it. But I think Noha agrees because she says, yes, good idea. And then she added, I have a friend who works on the radio who can do it for free. أنا ممكن أنت تردي بدل راشد أحسن إنك أنت فتحتي موضوع الراديو. So maybe you can say, right, if you don't mind, it means you're happy that Noha has a friend. So this way you don't have to pay for your advertisement, right? Now, Rashid, you have another suggestion. You said you want to bring Hatim Kaur.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can you make this suggestion?
Maybe after, if you don't mind, let's ask Rashid about this.
So you can ask Rashid. You can say, what do you think, Rashid? And let's see if he agrees or not about the radio. So who wants to ask him? Maybe Noha can ask. What do you want to confirm with Rashid and see if he thinks it's a good idea? How should the question be?
Why don't we ask a famous person, invite a famous person for this event?
Okay, why don't we invite a famous person to this event? And Rashid, you can make your suggestion now.
Sure. What do you think about Hatim Kaur?
Sure.
Yes, good idea. Maybe.
Yeah, great. I'm also thinking about this person because all Libya like Hatim Kaur.
Okay. So Safa said, yes, that's a good idea. And maybe Naha, what did you say?
Great. And I also think
I have another idea.
Oh, I have another idea too. Let's get Suhaib to disagree and say no. You know, and ruin the project. So it becomes a real Libyan story because nobody agrees here in Libya. You can't have people agree. So great. I also think.
the same person.
I was also thinking of the same person.
Yes, and the same person because all people in Libya like Hatim Kaur.
Because
I was also thinking
everyone likes him. Okay. So do you have an opposite suggestion or something?
Yes, I didn't know him.
Okay. So I can say, I don't know him. Who is he? So, I don't know him. Who is he? Of course, after that,
I don't like him.
I don't like him. Maybe I don't like him. Who? You can say, why should we bring him? After that, of course, then you have lots of dots. This means fighting started and there was a new war in Libya because of this event. And after that, nobody organized charities anymore because wars usually happen after charity events. But my point is, you know, there's space to, it doesn't have to be exactly like what we studied here in the lesson. There is some flexibility, but you can see generally if you want to do or if you want to work on a project together, there's usually suggestions, offers, requests. There are sometimes people who agree, sometimes people who don't agree, and it works like this. All right, so let's practice with this one last time before we do something else. So let's start from the beginning. So R is Rashid, S is Suhaib, of course N is Noha, and Saf is Safiya. All right, so let's do this. Rashid, go ahead. You can start.
Shall we contact Libiana or Madar to sponsor the event and provide the free internet?
Okay.
Yes, that's a good idea, but in real life, that's impossible. Why don't we give Libiana and Madar credit cards?
Rashid?
Yes, can I write some posts on the Facebook and the Instagram?
Yes, that would be great, especially if you have many followers.
Safiya?
Shall we advertise the bazaar on the radio?
Yes, good idea. I have a friend who works in radio who can do it for free.
Right, if you don't mind.
And why don't we invite famous person to this event?
Sure. What do you think about of Hatem Al-Kur?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Great. I was also thinking of the same person because everyone likes him.
Suhaib?
Wait, the screen is black.
Is it black? It's black?
Yeah.
Really?
But no, no.
Okay, it's okay now.
The last sentence. You're the last sentence.
But I said I don't know him.
Yeah, but we want to make it dramatic.
Yes. I don't like him. Why should we bring him?
Okay. This is just it's a silly example, but you can see how we use suggestions, offers, responses, how to respond, and also requests. All right, so let's check our last exercise here. So this is a nice and simple exercise. So here, of course, as you know, we have two ways of saying the letter G. So we have the soft G and we have the hard G, right? So of course, the hard G is the G sound. This is a hard G. And of course, the soft one is the J, like J. So you can see here, in the first group, all of them are hard G's, right? So I'm going to play it, and I want you to listen to it. And I want you to notice an important thing. Of course, everybody knows the hard G, G, like gain, give. I think all of you know it. But I want you to pay attention to this, the soft G, how they pronounce it. And I want you to tell me what you heard. So let's do this.
Track 15. 1. G.
Game. Give. Good. Argue. Grandfather.
2. J.
Gym. Strange. Energy. Generally.
Okay. So my question is, do we say gym or gym? Do we say strange or strange? Do we say energy or energy? Can you see the difference? Is it ja or ja?
Ja.
Yes. So there's a D sound. So it's gym, not gym, gym. You have to start with the D. And yeah, there's a bit of a D sound. تلاحظوا حتى في الرمز الصوتي طالع ال D هذا. Right? And the same thing here. It's not strange, strange. So there's a G. Energy, G. Generally, not generally, generally. So يعني ملحوظة بس حالة there's a bit of a D. All right, now I want you to guess if you think that it's a hard G. If you think it's a hard G, just say number 1. So 1 معناها hard G. But if it's a soft G, هو صوت الجا, we are going to use number 2. Okay? So number 1 G, number 2 J. So I'm not going to pronounce the words, of course, but I want you to just give me a number, and then we can listen to confirm. So the first word is a G. What about the second word? 1 or 2?
2.
2.
Okay. What about this word?
1.
Number 1.
1.
Okay. This one?
Yes.
2.
1.
1 or 2?
1.
2.
1.
Okay, so you're not sure.
1.
1.
1, 2. Okay. What
1,
about
yes.
this one?
2. Intelligence.
No.
Intelligent.
2.
Okay. This one?
2. No. 1.
1.
Okay.
1.
The one after it?
2.
2.
Okay.
2.
This one?
1. 1.
1.
Okay. And this one?
1.
1.
Okay. What
2.
about
2.
2.
2.
okay?
1.
2.
1.
1.
1 or 2?
1.
1.
What about this country?
2. 2.
Okay.
2.
This word?
1.
1.
Okay.
2.
What
2.
about this word? 2.
2, yes.
And this fruit?
2. 2.
2.
Okay.
Graduate. 1.
1.
1.
1.
Okay. Let's check. Let's see if you're right. Let's play this video track.
One. Gorilla. Green. Gig. Angry. Degree. Hungry. August. Guitarist. Graduate. 2. Agency. Intelligent. Dangerous. Argentina. Egypt. Generous. Orange.
Okay, so you can see this word. It's a hard G, right? It's G, gig. So what does it mean, gig?
think it's like a concert.
That's right. A gig is like a concert. That's right. Now, the last question we have for today is, how do we say the letter G before E and Y? So if the letter G is before the letter E or before the letter Y, is it a G or is it a J?
J.
Can you give me examples? Any examples where the letter G is before E or Y?
Argentina.
Okay, so here it's before E, so Argentina.
Yes.
Any other examples before E?
Egypt. No.
But Egypt is before Y, right?
Yes, yes.
So what does this?
Orange.
Orange, it's before E. What about generally?
Generous.
Generous. So this is like a rule, right? A bit like a rule. This means if the letter G comes before an E or before a Y, we should pronounce it J. So in all the examples, if you check the soft G, like agency, intelligent, dangerous, Egypt, Argentina, generous, yeah, good night, generous. So all of them, the letter G is before E or Y, okay? So this is our idea. Now let's take a look on, where is it? Okay, let's take a look at our next topic. We can leave this to next time. Okay, we can do this, but let me show you our next topic. So in our next topic, we're going to talk a little bit about adjectives of character. So you can see here we have some adjectives, which all of them are related to personality, to character. And we will talk about comparatives, but we won't talk about the normal comparatives we talked about in elementary only. We are going to add a new way of comparing. So we're going to talk about those, just quickly review them, but we're going to add a new way of comparing. So it will be interesting. Okay, so last part before we finish, let's do this. So how do we pronounce this ending? Who can read the words here in this box? Who can read these words in the box? What do we have? What are the words here?
Message.
Again?
Message.
Okay, next one.
Luggage.
Okay.
Language.
All right.
Village. Sausage.
Okay.
Sausage. Manage.
But you changed the last two. You didn't say them like the others. But they're all the same sound.
Sausage. Manage. Village.
Can you read this word?
Village.
Okay. The ending is the same for the last two. Exactly the same.
Yes.
Can you say it?
Yes. Sausage. Manage.
You changed. It's not the same. الأربع الأولاد قلتيهم زي بعض بعدين زخرات غيرتي. They are the same. All of them. The same sound in the end. Who would like to try?
Manage.
Okay, correct. And this one?
Sausage.
You changed. The sound has to be the same.
Manage. Sausage.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's choose one of them which everybody agrees on. How do you say this one?
Message.
Okay. Okay. All of them have to sound the same.
All of them.
All of them.
Message. Sausage. Sausage.
Like message. You have to say it like message.
Sausage.
Yes, that's it. And you have sausage. Correct.
Sausage.
Yeah. What about this one?
Manage.
Manage.
Yes, manage. So this means you have to make this idge sound. Here, can you see it? This idge. This is the sound we need to make. I'm going to play it so you can hear it. So it's the same.
Message. Luggage. Language. Village. Sausage. Manage.
Right. Did you see it? It's the same sound in all of the words. Okay, let's read these examples. Who would like to go first? No? Would you like to do the first one?
Yeah. My grandfather's from village in Egypt.
Okay. Can you make the
Village.
Okay.
Village.
In
Egypt.
Yes, in Egypt. All right. Okay, Safiya, can you do number 2?
Yes. I lost my luggage in Argentina in August.
Okay. Number 3, where's Rashid? Would you like to do number 3?
It's an angry message in a strange language.
Right, nice. Samiha, would you like to do number 4?
That hungry gorilla likes sausage and orange.
But can you make it in plural?
Sausage and oranges.
Nice. Okay, and Sophia, can you do the last one?
Yes. An intelligent graduate manages the agency.
Nice. Okay. Manages the agency. Anyways, this is all for today. Next time, like I said, we'll talk a little bit about our next lesson, comparisons and personality. So we'll talk about teenagers. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you again. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
You're welcome. Good night. Good night. Good night.